Yeah! Woo! Oh yeah!
Well done.
Good job, Chris. you know you're clenching your butt cheeks.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome to another episode of John Deasy Adventuring. This is a guide to getting groceries on top of the Pilot Rock Truck Trail. Our adventure begins where Interstate 15 meets Highway 138. I finally had the chance to meet ADV Pass. He's the only other Honda Passport that has an off-roadish build on social media. His Honda Passport has taller tires, but no lift and no cut bumpers. There's also some running boards that might affect the breakover angle. But let's see how he does. I also got to meet Pandaroo. This guy contacted me a month ago asking if an SH Forester was a good adventure mobile. I said it absolutely is, and 2 weeks later, he purchased one. And then, right after that, he lifted it and put some wheels and tires on. We are going to give both these guys a crash course in trail riding. Stay tuned to see how they do. Before we get into all this, I want to make something very clear. Make sure you know what your vehicle was designed for and what it could handle. I don't want to sound like your mother, but if you go off-road in a light off-road vehicle, you need to M&M, monitor and maintain. I just made that up, but it has a good ring to it. Definitely though, monitor your vehicles. Make sure those transmission temps aren't getting too high. Make sure you change your fluids earlier than normal. Just remember, you're asking your vehicle to do a lot more than it was designed to do. So take care of it. M&M. I need to give my buddy Mark from YouTube channel the.rooted.progress a big shout out for running this trail. He made a YouTube video and I studied the heck out of it. His YouTube video gave us a lot of insight on what to watch out for. There's no doubt that things wouldn't have went this well if it wasn't for Mark. So thank you, Mark. The Pilot Rock Truck Trail is designated easy, and it's 12 miles. I'm not even kidding, you could finish this trail in a minivan. It's not until you actually take an offshoot where this trail could become remotely challenging. What you see in front of you is called Gatekeeper, not recommended for a soft roader. As you make your way further down the trail, you'll come across offshoots that don't look nearly as scary. So, we're going to give this one a try, and first up is DAC Photo. Drone footage doesn't have any audio, so I'll just play some music and give you a play-by-play. By the way, drone footage is provided by @jhardingca. DAC Photo is driving a 2018 Forester XT. It has a CVT transmission and first generation X mode. So far he's doing pretty good. This is kind of the flatter section. I think he stops here to just kind of admire what he's about to drive up. So let's go skip. There we go, he's moving again. So he wants to use as much momentum as possible, but you could see it's a little bumpy, or a lot bumpy, so he can't exactly just send it. Now, line choice is going to be very important. Looks like his left tires are losing traction, and he stops. He backs up, and from what he told me, he said he started using the 2-foot method, where you have your left foot on the brake and your right foot on the gas. Lost traction again. Now he is going uphill, and this is kind of a steep grade, so he's trying. Now you can see that the line he needs to choose is to the left. His left tires are getting caught in the soft stuff. He needs to get on a more solid surface. So let's see how he proceeds. Alright, he's going back. It looks like he's gonna give it a little more momentum. CVT's probably going to start spooling up pretty soon. There it goes. Slow. It spools up slowly. Alright, there you go. He's now trying to take that more solid line. And there you go. And now at this point, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to get stuck again, so pedal is going to be to the floor. I don't know exactly if it's to the floor, but I'm sure he's giving a lot of throttle. That was a job well done by Daklak Photo. Now, it's Subaru 2018's turn. In the Mountain Roo, Channing is known to be a very helpful spotter. If you're a helpful spotter, you probably pick really good lines. So let's see how Channing does. He's off to a good start. And this is where we get a little bit of an incline. There's a few bumps right here. He handled them well. It looks like he's straddling the ruts. He's using good momentum. And here's where it gets a little difficult. So let's see how he does. He's kicking ass. He made that look easy. So even though this Subaru is down on horsepower, it doesn't have an automatic transmission, he still made it up with relative ease. Experience and skill could take you a long way. ADV Pass was behind Subaru and in front of me, but unfortunately we don't have any drone footage of him, and I didn't capture him on my GoPro, so really sorry. But we did have him captured on the second part of this offshoot, so stay tuned. And now it's my turn. I placed my Honda Passport in sand mode. This turns off traction control and puts a simulated lock on the rear wheels. Listen in. I've said it before, a simulated lock is never as good as the real thing, so it actually sounds more like a high-biased limited slip differential. So right here we're going to watch out for this loose dirt. We'll want to send our driver side wheels up the left side of it. looks like you're narrow enough to where you could hug the left side. Just make sure you go slow.
No, just go. I have him go. Okay, Chris. More gas to get the momentum going. Stay driver's side. As I'm telling you, as you're going to cross
That was fun, wasn't it, David?
Way into the next one, John.
The next one you could bypass. Yeah! Woo! Oh yeah! Now we move to the second climb of this offshoot. Because it looks a little rough, we're gonna walk the trail to see how we can best approach this climb. Decklack Photo is the first one to take a crack at this. It looks like he's veering to the passenger side. Looks like he did not ride between the rut. And he made it up with relative ease. And now it's Blue Brew 2018's turn. He typically chooses good lines. Let's see what he does. He straddles the right side. Then he moves over to the driver's side. And that was easy. Finally, we get some footage of ADV pass. These Honda Passports have a really aggressive automatic transmission. It actually has a crawl first gear. 20.4 to 1 crawl ratio. He goes on the passenger side, but he decides to skip over. So he's straddling the rut. His driver's side tires run over those little rocks. And he's up with relative ease. I could vouch for him. When I did my climb, I was on about 10% throttle. Speaking of which, here's me.
Now for your passenger, stay with it, stay busy. There you go. More gas, more gas. You're fine. Woo! Keep going. To your passenger.
Yeah! That's enough fun. Off now. And here we are, the final part of this offshoot, just one final descent. Most modern Subaru crossovers have X mode, and this makes descending hills a lot easier. Whoa. Honda Passports do not have hill descent control. So to safely descend down a hill, put your vehicle in sport mode and then go to manual first gear. Just hit the paddle shifter to the left and then it will say SM1, which stands for Sport Manual 1. Surprisingly, the running boards on ADV Pass's Passport weren't that much of a liability. This final descent could be tricky, and if you don't respect it, you could roll your vehicle.
More driver.
It's best to take it slow.
Now passenger. Just a little bit passenger. Just tiny adjustment.
Keep going down there.
Hey, Huey, let me guide him, okay? Don't have two people doing it. He's gonna confuse him.
Go a little bit driver.
A
Little bit right.
I knew just to trust Channing anyways.
I know, but he can't hear me when you're talking. When he's talking. More driver, more driver. Now straighten it out.
This does it for this episode.
You're
I'll
fine.
see you next time. Have fun on those adventures, guys. You have some kind of awning system. Where did you hear about this
So
thing?
there's a little known YouTube channel. Not many people go to it, but if you don't, you should try it out. It's Deasy Adventuring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He's all right.
I think he's an asshole.
He is.
So yeah, John, as you know. So this is your paint pull idea. So I just took that and mounted it to a couple little brackets
That's
so I
neat.
can pull it off. So
Yeah.
these are the legs. So this just pops off.
Oh.
So the legs come down.
You have a much more improved version.
Yeah. So that just pops
That's
out from the
awesome.
legs. And
Okay.
then when I'm at home, if
Okay.
if I'm not camping, this whole thing unscrews. It's just using the same bolts for
Okay.
the crossbars.
This is, I think this is a more valuable idea than actual my ghetto Home Depot pull. This is so cool.
Improvements.
This is a big improvement. This is like beyond version 1.1. This is version 2.0.
2.0, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to do this myself.
So far, I've only had it out once, but it worked great.
And then you have, is this a piece of wood or?
It's a Delrin. It's a industrial plastic, and then I just have a little aluminum block here that has a thumb screw. So I just
Yeah.
removed the thumb screw from
Okay.
the crossbar,
Yeah.
and then I replaced it with a longer version and 3D printed a little handle for it.
Nice.
So this just pops off,
Okay.
and the whole thing comes
This
off.
is
as
the
a
cool.
unit.
This is cool if like you have access to a 3D printer like David
Sure.
does.
Yeah. Easy enough.
Very nice.
And this just mounts off.
I'm gonna
the
have to
back.
copy you. You copy me, I copy you.
It's the way this whole community works. Yeah, so originally I had these mounted to the crossbars, but then when I put the basket on, I just took 2 of them off. So
Yeah.
it just hangs off the side.
That's cool.
Seems to
Wow.
stay put.
That's like one of the cleanest ways to do it.
Yeah, stays out of the way.
I haven't seen that before, so that's really nice.
Yeah, the half and half basket and box has
Huh.
really worked out great.
Cool.